back students to my channel Ivy Learn, and this is the third video of this chapter, which is for exercise 4.2. And let's start. The first question is, which one of the following option is true? That is, for this equation we have to check whether it is having unique solution, only two solution, and infinitely many solution. As it is not mentioned in the question that we have to check it by plotting the graph or algebraically, so there is no need to plot the graph. Simply we can solve it by using the algebraic method, and that I am going to explain you step by step. For that, what is the concept here is that we will put different values of x, and if for different values of x we are getting different values of y also, that is there is a variation between x and y, then we say that it has infinitely many solution. And if it is not varying as the different values of x is varying, then we will say that it has unique solution or two solution if only two values are there. So let us solve the question. First I am going to put the value x equal to 0. For x equal to 0, y is equal to, I have put x equal to 0 here. This becomes 0. So we get y equal to 5. For x equal to 0, we get y equal to 5. Now we will check it for x equal to 1. You can use any values. Means first you have to start with the 0, then you can put 2, 3, 6. It means you can put random values, but I am putting 0, 1, 2 and like this. Y is equal to 3, 1 plus 5, 3 plus 5 equal to 8. Similarly, for x equal to 2, y is equal to 3 times 2 plus 5, 6 plus 5 equal to 11. Now, we have checked the equation for more than two values. We have taken three values here. So, already unique solution is out of the point. Two solution is also out of there. And the only left one is the infinitely many solution. That means the correct answer for this question is infinitely many solution. Second question of the exercise 4.2. Write four solutions for equations. Different equations are there. First we have written 2x plus y equal to 7. Whenever we have to find out solution, whether 1, 2, 3 or any more, just do one thing. We have to keep one variable at the left side and take other, whether it is constant or other variable, to the right side, so that we get the equation in terms of one variable only. Y equal to 7. This 2x goes to the right side. Here it is positive, and then we will take it to the right side. It becomes negative, minus 2x. Now again, the same procedure as we have done in the previous question. We will put different values of x. At x equal to 0, y is equal to 7 minus 2 times 0, which comes out to be 7. Again, at x equal to 1, y is equal to 7 minus 2 times 1, which is 7 minus 2 equal to 5. Again, x equal to 2. Why we are finding more than 2? Because it is written that we have to find 4 solutions. Therefore, 1, 2. Now, third solution, y equal to 7 minus 2 times 2, 7 minus 4 equal to 3. Now, the fourth solution, at x equal to 3, y is equal to 7 minus 2 times 3, that is 7 minus 6 equal to 1. Step is not end here. Now we have to collect all these values so that there is a clear view of what solution we have obtained. Just put all these in a box. it would give the examiner a clear view of what we have obtained here, and it looks nice. Now, for x equal to 0, y is 7. For x equal to 1, y is 5. For x equal to 2, y is 3. For x equal to 3, y is 1. Second question, second part. Again, we have to find 4 solutions for this. This is pi x plus y equal to 9. Don't worry about this pi. This is a constant, and in general it is used in the word problems, and it is always given that we have to use some values of pi, like sometimes pi is given 22/7, but here we need not to worry about this because we have to take it as a constant term. First, same thing, we put all the things to the right side. 9 minus pi x, then we will put different values. X equal to 0 implies y equal to 9 minus pi times 0, and we know that anything multiplied by 0 is always 0. Therefore, we are left with only 9. This becomes 0. Then at x equal to 1, pi is equal to 9 minus pi times 1. Pi times 1 will become pi. 9 minus pi. At x equal to 2, this implies y is equal to 9 minus, pi times 2. Again, at x equal to 3, it implies y is equal to 9 minus pi times 3. Now we can conclude these values by making the table x, y. For x equal to 0, y is 9. For x equal to 1, y is 9 minus pi. For x equal to 2, y is 9 minus 2 pi. And for x equal to 3, y is 9 minus 3 times pi. Now, the third part of the question number 2, the equation is x equal to 4y. Now, you can convert it like y equal to x upon 4, and then we will put different values of x and getting different values of y corresponding to x. Again, see, in all the 3 questions, I have taken x equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3. There is no hard and fast rule that you always have to take 0 as x as 0, 1, 2, 3. You can take 0, 1, minus 1, minus 2 or minus 3. Anything you want to take, just keep in mind that 4 solutions are required. Therefore, you have to use different 4 values of x. So, let's proceed. First, we have to take x equal to 0 here. So, what we get is y equal to 0 upon 4. Any number which divides 0, it comes out to be 0. Then when we put x equal to 1 in the equation, y is equal to 1 upon 4. Then for x equal to 2, y is 2 upon 4, which is 1 by 2. Then when we put x equal to 3 here, y is equal to 3 upon 4. If we want to avoid the fractional values here, then we have to put the values of x accordingly. Like, let me explain you. Suppose here I have taken x equal to 3. If I would have taken x equal to 4 here, you can see that y comes out to be 4 by 4 means 1. Now no more fractional values are here. So it totally depends upon us that whether we want to take it in the fractional form or as a whole number, but it's always correct. Every different person can use different method for solving this, so they will be getting different values. Now we will make this box. For 0, y is equal to 0. For x equal to 1, y is 1 by 4. For x equal to 2, y is half. For x equal to 3, y is 3 by 4. And for 4, x is 1. For x equal to 4, y is 1. You can take as many values as you want. Whether you want to make the y fractional, whether you want to make it as a whole number, all depends upon your choice. Students, now I am going to do it with another method. Method is actually same, but I am going to take now y on the right side only. It's not necessary that always we have to take x to the right side. We can do it like this only. X equal to 4y. No need to change anything because x is all alone here. So we will put different values of y and we will be getting different values of x corresponding to y. Now this will change. Now we are not taking x equal to 0, x equal to 1. We are taking y equal to 0, 1, 2 and corresponding to these we will be getting values of x. For y equal to 0, x is equal to 4 times 0, which is equal to 0. For y equal to 1, x is equal to 4 times 1, which is 4. For y equal to 2, x is equal to 4 times 2 equal to 8. And for y equal to 3, x is equal to 4 times 3, which is 12. Now you can see this method is more convenient than the previous one in which we were getting fractional values. Now write down. For x0, y is 0. For y1, for y1 we are getting x equal to 4. For x8 we are getting y equal to 2. For y3 x is 12.